Well, hello and welcome to the Stover Farm channel. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And it's kind of like getting a new car. Like, you get excited. When we get really cool mods like this, or big mod days, I get excited. It's here. It's the Silver 2500 by Agro Tonho. What is that? 4,264 kilos? I think this game is still in kilos. I'd love to just call that pounds, but that gives you a general idea of what it weighs. Why am I weighing it? Well, I built a performance track. You know me, I always do this. We've already tested a bunch of vehicles out here. We did a big comparison of the 3500, the Dodge, and the Ford, the Super Duty. But now it's time for the Silver 2500. And the scale, it's right on this. The truck feels right. The sizing feels right. I really, really like it. It doesn't have a ton of like engine, actually has 0 engine options. So this is a 2500 automatic with a diesel engine sound. So like this would be a Duramax. It is a dual wheel truck, but I haven't really spec'd it out crazy. I want to run it down the drag strip. I always like to see what the heck these things do unloaded, and then we throw the trailer on the back and see what they're going to do loaded. So just up to the strip here. Nothing crazy. 3, 2, 1, start. Decent off the line. Can we hit 60? 60 in about 10 seconds. There's the 8th mile. Coming up on the quarter mile. Right about there. 80 miles an hour. And 1880 at about 80 miles an hour. And I'll throw up the other times from the other trucks that we tested out here. So that was unloaded, 4,200 kilograms. Feels good, feels nice. Steering feels okay. Transmission shifts nicely. A couple of things I've noticed is the digital speedometer in the center. It's kind of losing its mind over a certain speed. I don't know why. Like, there's kilometers, and then it goes to like back around to 1. Not a problem whatsoever. Nice interior. Looks to be leather. Pretty quiet on the inside. Louder on the outside than some of the other trucks. Again, just something to note. I love this blue color, though. I've already forgot the name of it. I think I put it on my short. Let's put a trailer on it. So this is the real test right here. This is 2 Bobcats. And this is where the weight really starts to show. And the goal of this is to show, like, how does the truck perform? How does the suspension perform? You can kind of see already as I'm completely messing this up. It's got some movement to it. I don't know how it's going to perform. I'm caught. Stover, you're such an idiot. Come on, let's just back it up. Let's just do this. Let's go to here, and let's just back it up. I probably should have hooked it up at a completely different location. But there we go. We're in good shape. Okay. So this is 22,000 kilograms on the back. I called it pounds, I think, in the other videos because I'm an American, and you know us Americans, we never did get the metric system down very well. Ooh, look at that. It really does tilt. Of course, now, tell me, really, you probably wouldn't be hauling this much weight with a 2500. If you were doing this, you'd be in a 3500 truck. And that's 3, I think I said 2, that's 3 skid steers. And we'll take you and show you the weight, what it is over here. Oh, yeah, it's definitely... Ooh. This is going to be a very, very tough challenge for this truck, I think. So we can pull it up here, and 25,782 total. So if you take the trailer off, you can see the weight of just the trailer. It's right at, what is that? 21,518. So again, it's a beefy trailer. I might be cutting off more than this little guy can handle, but we're going to run it anyway. So 1880 at 80 miles an hour, unloaded. I That's pretty slow. I think the stock trucks, like in real life, probably running mid-16s, 15s maybe. I mean, they got so much torque. And when they're unloaded, I don't even know. You could probably get like a two-wheel drive truck down in the low 15s, I would think. Bone stock, like, again, just as little weight as possible. So, okay, let's line it back up into the number 2 lane of the drag strip. And this is a 2-scale drag strip, so I've tried to be as realistic as possible, getting it to the quarter mile, 8th mile, and quarter mile mark. All right, let me pull my watch back out here again. So this is going to be fully loaded in 3, 2, 1, go. And I've got my phone in front of me running the stopwatch. I'll try to put a digital timer on the screen as well for you to see. Into 3rd. Coming up on the 8th mile right here. So this marker is going to be the 8th mile. That's 19 seconds at like 38 miles an hour. Oh boy. We're coming through to 27 seconds, 28. That was 30 seconds at 47 miles per hour. I think that might be slower than all 3 of the other trucks we tested. Again, though, I've got to be cognizant the fact that those were 3,500 trucks. And yes, I know the Bighorn, it had like 900 horsepower, which had to be that way because of the way it goes out for console. It's all fun. We're just having fun. Okay, let me reset here, and let's take it out on the track. Let's get some braking numbers. See if we can get, maybe 50 miles per hour out of it, out on the track, and test braking. And on my way out to the braking zone, I've clearly made a mess of things. It's going to be tough trying to get this thing around this track. We'll give it a try, though. Okay, let me get the courage up once again to try and get some speed so we can actually hit the braking point. And this is a really critical turn right here. You've got to keep enough speed going up over this hill. That's about 35, 36 miles an hour, and then around here through this little chicane. Hold it as fast as you can. There's a downhill section right here. The goal is to get to 60 miles per hour. Now we're doing pretty well. There is a little bit of downhill momentum that'll get us up, but my worry is I'm going to just mess it all up. 55 miles per hour to the braking zone, hit the brakes. It was like 55 miles an hour. Ooh, it went all the way down. So I'm going to have to do the calculations on this, but that's a... Okay, it got the speed. It had the speed. The other trucks we tested here did not have the speed to actually get a proper number. This one almost had it. I think that's, 100? That's 100 to the double cones. And then it's 110, 20... No, it's 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So it's like 165 feet. From 55 miles per hour to 0. Not bad. Not bad at all. And much better than the original Super Duty debacle of FS25, and then the changed debacle, I think now, as it stops way too quickly. Let's just take it over here. Let's see how the suspension works in the water. I noticed when I was testing this over... in the canyons, that it had really nice geometry to the suspension. Really nice detail, too, in the, like the rear differential, the front differential. I wish you could turn that off. I know I'm not going to drive deep in the water. Yeah, see? Some really good, got some good bounce. I like that. And, I mean, again, the goal of this is just to have some fun. as you're driving these trucks throughout your farm, and you're going over bumps and obstacles. It's just nice to have realistic suspension components. And this one does. This one's... Oh, uh-oh. So that's sand that I'm on here. And I might be stuck. So the first little path we went down was concrete. This is sand. Nope, it's going to do it. It's got it. It's got it. Come on, come on. Let me come over here to the concrete. Come on, buddy. This Allison transmission's really... There we go. We got it. We got it. No issues. No issues. So yeah, you can just see that some really nice geometry, articulation on the suspension. I like it. Now, okay, so we did acceleration. It was okay. We did braking. I think it did fairly well because, again, we got the speed. Let's check if we can take off from a standing start on a hill. And we're going to start with concrete. Because if we can't do concrete, we can't do any of the others. And the goal is we got to get past this little part right here where the trailer hits on the back. I need to dig this out a little more. So let me go back and get a little bit of speed. And let's get us up here past the point where the trailer... Come on. The trailer's dragging on the ground. And if I started from here, everyone would get mad at me, and rightfully so. Okay, there we go. Okay. Dead stop. Again, the trailer is not digging in. Dead stop on the incline. First gear. Full throttle. A little bit of tire spin. Not bad. But it pulled right up it. That actually is better than what I feel the 3500 did in the test a couple of weeks ago. Okay, let's back down. Let's go on the dirt now. So this is dirt, or it's arable land. So it's slightly tilled soil. We'll back it down. Again, we're not going to go all the way down. I don't want the rear trailer to hit. So we'll go about right here. The trailer's off the ground in the back. From the start. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it would help if I put it in first. That was a fail. 3, 2, 1. Oh no. We are not moving. We are not moving at all. Now, my worry is I've gone too far down. So I'm going to see if we get some speed. So let me run it like this. Let's get a little bit of speed. We'll run it through. This is a little steering test. You want to go higher speed than what I'm doing, but I'm going to use this to get some speed built up. We're going to go around the water, the swimming pool. And I'm going to try to get it turned, so we've got a little bit of speed without jackknifing, and see if I can get up the hill with speed. Yes, no problem there. But can we stop and start maybe from this incline? Yeah, that's no problem. It was just that extreme incline. Now, the thing is, though, this is a pass or fail test, so it failed technically on that because it just couldn't get up. Let's try the sand. I have a feeling, since it didn't do so well on the mud, that it's really not going to do well on the sand. Again, keeping the back of the trailer so that it's not digging into the ground. You don't want that rear tongue to cause issues. In first gear, can we accelerate from a standing start up this hill? And the answer is no. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Now, this could be... So it failed. This is a fail for this test. But it could be a number of things. It could be power. Again, I don't even know what the power rating of this is. I guess I could take it into... check out the XML and see what it's rated at. I could also turn on ADS. Hold on. Watch this. So I'm going to turn this on. And I'm going to say ADS debug. Okay, so it's making 378 horsepower. That's what it's rated at. You can see it right down there on the lower right-hand corner of the screen. And we are using the load as we're driving all of the horsepowers. So that's 102% on the load right there. Very low revs, so we're pulling out about 200 horsepower. We get higher revs, we might see 378, but that, I don't know, that might be accurate for the gasoline version, not the diesel. I don't know. Again, I go back and forth between realism and just fun, and I hope the modders don't think like I'm being critical of them when I'm like, you didn't, get the numbers 100% accurate. It's a game. We're just having fun. Right now, for really the hardest part of this test, and that's the lap time. And we're not trying to set a lap time like we would in a sports car. We're trying to be safe. We're trying to be smooth. And we're trying to get around the track without flipping the truck over, without overloading it, without doing any damage. And I'm going to leave ADS up because I think it's interesting to see the power output, the load on the engine. You can also see the status reliability on the left, the condition of the engine. And you can see that we've got a healthy truck right now. Smooth around this curve. It's still in fifth gear. I would have loved to have seen a downshift. I don't know. I don't think there's a way to program downshifts into this game. Like Beam NG, which is awesome. So nice and smooth. Don't want to flip it over. And when we get done and I capture all of this test data, I will put up a comparison at the very end of this video showing you what the other trucks did as well. And we tested all the other trucks with the exact same trailer and the exact same conditions. So it should be a fairly fair comparison. And I am getting a motor overload factor because, again, it's a lot of weight of about 0.58%. So it's just showing that it's getting a penalty for using more power than really what the engine is rated at. This is a really tough curve because you want to keep as much speed as possible, much momentum as possible, so that you can get up this hill into the Laguna Seca curve, but you didn't want to go too fast so you jackknife. And then you've got to time your braking just right, or you will jackknife right here, because there's a complete weight shift, especially right here. And we're coming around the last corner. Nice and slow. Let me get the stopwatch out, and we'll hit across the line. We're at 2 minutes and 32 seconds right now. And stopping at 2 minutes 36 seconds. I think this is a really, really good showing for this truck. I think it performed extremely well, better than the 3500 in my opinion. And I'm towing with it far more than it should be towing. I'll go ahead and throw a graphic up with all of the data from the past tests and the other trucks so you can see how they compare. But at the end of the day, this is a great mod. It's all platform. And as I've said in the past, PC, you might be like, I've got plenty of these available to me. Well, there's something about an all-platform truck, just the file size, the way it performs on your computer. If you've got a system that isn't necessarily very high spec, you can drive a truck like this and not have any issues. Some of the 300, 400, 500 megabyte trucks that we get from the third-party modders, while very cool and very awesome, sometimes they just aren't really optimized for the game or for our computer. So I think this should be in your garage. It should at least be downloaded. And I think it really, really adds to the game. And so what's next? I hear a cat eye. Maybe an OBS? Maybe a square body? I don't know. Might be asking too much. Anyways, thanks for watching. Go get the Silver 2500. And we'll see you next time right here on the farm with the Stovers.